Coffee brewing as the sun peeks through the haze. Birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. Front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, wanting just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Tractors rumble, fields coming alive. Big wheels turning where hopes and dreams strive. Laughter echoes down the old dirt road. America's awakened to lighten her load. America's awakened to lighten her load.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you're all doing well. We
How dare you say it's
live. How you doing this morning, Spawn Trooper?
Oh, did that answer your question?
So, I did not expect to be live this morning.
Nor did I.
I had family in town and was up super early this morning to get them to the airport, and it was fairly easy dropping them off and getting back. Didn't run into any traffic or anything, so.
I got something to say. I've got an announcement to make. No pressing buttons, you bulgit. I've run out of coffee just before you went in line.
I've drank a lot this morning, so I'm not drinking coffee at the moment.
Oh. Yes. No echo. Wow, at last.
Yep.
It took you a while. Anyway, right. Quick message. Please don't contact Mike. Please don't try to get Mike to be the bearer of possible bad news to try to get in contact with me. I would really appreciate people. I really do appreciate what you're trying to do. You're trying to pass on information and everything else. But to be perfectly honest with you, I'm going to keep myself private. I'm going to keep my emails private, my information private. I don't want any information coming from anybody, especially if it's based on emotional responses. And if you do want, and I'm actually going to crack a joke now, but if you do want to send an email, it's spawntrooper@don'tgiveafuck.com. I'm sorry, but no, I get it. I get it. That I appreciate that people want to, they want to, they've seen something or they found something like the perfect example on the Fleas stream. I can still hear some. I can still hear a little bit. But
Is that
here's
better?
the thing, right? Yeah. Um, just a bit of a heads up. I have been speaking to a couple of people outside of this realm, people who I work with, and someone else. Now, here's a word of advice to people who think they can make threats online. Okay, first thing, if you make any type of threat, regardless if it's indirect or direct, about trying to find people's information, right, and you do that through a source who is no longer part of the military or part of the armed forces or part of the police or whatever what you want to call. Yeah, I can hear myself again now.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, it doesn't matter. One little bit of a word of advice: if you are found to be doing that, yeah. Why is the backup? Why is that suddenly reappeared again? Should I put headphones on?
I'm not. I'm not hearing anything.
Yeah, I'm hearing it for some reason. Yeah, if you're gonna do something like that,
Turn
here's
your
a word.
mic
Here's
down.
a
Okay.
word. Yeah, here's a word of advice: don't get caught, because you can be done for cybercrime. You can go. It's a federal offense. Actually, you will go to jail. And the fact that you're trying to intimidate and basically indirectly blackmail people from not talking about this topic. But here's a bit of advice: if you are going to sit on your platform and you're going to lie for your teeth and try to make out that all you're doing is telling the truth, and that Jeremy Hales, what all the information, everything else he's put online in regards to everything that's been going on, and what I've said and what I've put online, which I can prove, then we are really really bad at lying. We're really bad at lying, because so far certain individuals haven't shown any type of evidence proof whatsoever. You sit on your streams going, oh, I got an email. Oh, I heard this. Oh, I got screenshots. But the thing is, the fact that you actually sit outside a stream and you know word for word what was said, and especially when you like, perfect example, Mike, Megan Fox. They were going on about the other night. Megan Fox was live and something about Rumble and everything else. I find it quite interesting that they then turn around and say, "Oh well, you can go for a goal, and if you can do this, you can what you call it? Oh, what's the word for it? There was a specific word for it. If you give a certain amount of what's it called? Um, Super chats. There you go. If you do a certain amount of super chats at a certain amount, they'll then do giveaways. All right, and then so basically asking for donations and then offering giveaways. Thing is, you can't do that. You can't ask people to give you donations, right, and then give away, because a donation is specific.
Exactly. And when you're raising money for something like, say, a privacy fence, and then you announce that the privacy fence is not being built, if you don't give that money back, that's called embezzlement. That's called fraud.
Yeah. And furthermore to that, now I get it, and I'm going to be quite frank here. Okay, that's not my name, by the way. Oh yeah, thanks very much for telling everyone my name, Lisa.
Oh, and I do have a picture that we do have a picture of them that we can release of one of them, because it's gone very public here very recently. So if you're ever wondering what the leeches look like, here we go. That's fine.
Is that? Wait a minute! I know that film. Actual fact, that looks a little bit like you, mate. Oh, he's standing next to you. No, wait a minute. That's TC because TC wears glasses.
Notice the hat, okay? You're gonna see this hat, and because they're leather fetishes, so you're gonna see this hat and other places.
Oh, I gotta go away for a minute.
Oh, I love when I can make Spawn Trooper laugh like that. Makes my day. You know, and that's the thing. Like me and Spawn Trooper, I understand a lot of you guys that you want to be a part of what we're doing.
Oh shit! I gotta walk away again.
If anything, of all things, we're at least going to be entertaining here. But a lot of you guys, we get it. You want to be a part of what we're doing. But you have to understand this. Me and Spawn Trooper are both veterans, so we speak a language. It quite literally is its own language. And what's funny is I do try to see people try to talk that language, and if you're not a military veteran, you're just gonna make yourself seem out of place. And that's I had someone on the Facebook group try to come after me yesterday, called me a REMF, which is rear echelon MFer. And what's hilarious about that is not anyone in the military uses. It's an old, outdated term that, like that would be like Cold War stuff. It's like when people say FUBAR. It's not a term. It used to be a military term.
It's still a military term.
What's that?
So you call if someone who calls you a rent is definitely old school.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm richly in tears here.
But it just outs when I'm telling people how you and we have a different vocabulary. We can say things to each other like, and I'll give you guys an example. Compartmentalization. If me and Spawn Trooper were off camera talking about something, and I say, "Where did you find that out?" and he's like, "Nope, compartmentalization." I know exactly what he's telling me. What he's telling me is, you don't need to know, and I'm not going to tell you because it's better for you not to know. And it's kind of like, you hear about,
plausible deniability. That's what it is.
Yeah, plausible deniability. You hear about top secret information, and everyone goes back to Top Gun. Oh, if I told you, I'd have to kill you, which actually isn't a thing. Which again is something civilians try to, take. Even though it's not a thing in the military. But compartmentalization means I am protecting you by you not knowing where I got this information, or by me not giving you this information. And I understand that. So if Spawn Trooper tells me compartmentalization, it's okay, got it. I don't need to know. And that protects me, because then if someone says, "Oh, Skipper had this information or got this information," Spawn Trooper never told me, and I had no clue. And
I mean, sorry, go on.
Yeah, I'm not, a part of it then. So yeah, you get these people who are trying to sound like they're, "Oh, I'm in with the veterans," and in this case of the person who said it to me was trying to make fun of me. It doesn't bother me. Like it's the same. If I remember correctly, the same person called me a jarhead. You do realize that's a term Marines, we use it on each other. Like they think it's an insult. You're not insulting me. Like if I walk in, like, I'll insult another Marine, be like, "Hey, jarhead motherfucker, what the hell you doing with this?" We're gonna be laughing about that. There are terms that Marines use to each other that will piss each other off. Um, like, but the thing is, like, a civilian calling me it will never bother me. And I'll give you an example: devil dog. If another Marine calls me devil dog, I know he's pissed off at me and he's trying to get me pissed. If a civilian calls me devil dog, I'm like, who are you? Like, you're nothing to me. So why do I care? But another Marine, I'm going to have a certain level of respect for. If they call me devil dog, they are trying to demean me. So,
I mean, it's just like, I mean, I mean, so there are people who will listen to certain terminologies that we use. Like someone, hi Aviate, someone turned around to me on this other job and he went, "Oh, I know about Obawa and Fibawa." And I went, "Oh, so you're talking about fish then, are you?" And he went, "What?" And I went, "Well, I thought you served." He went, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, Fibawa is fighting in built-up areas. Obawa is operations in built-up areas." And then fish. And he went, "What does fish stand for?" "Well, hang on a minute. I thought you served." He went, "Well, yeah." And I went, that's a terminology. What we, old school, rent and stuff like that. But fish." He went, "Yeah, but what does it stand for?" And I went, "So you're Walter Mitty then?" And he went, "Oh, no, not I served over." And I went, "Listen, fish stands for fighting in someone else's house. It's a short terminology. It's just the way it's just a little bit of banter. It's just like the Navy called the Army Pongos. It's like it's not it's yeah. I mean, it could be a Pongo, it could be an officer, it could be a soldier, it could be
all 300 infantry. You made it.
Yes, fuck yes. Oh, sorry, but yeah, it's basically Navy calling Army Pongos, yeah, and we just call them squibs or squids, whatever you want to. But the thing is, it's someone calling you a rent is either uneducated or don't realize, because rear echelon mother lucker, right? It's usually based on people who are walk around with an Appendix 9 in their pocket day in day out for the half of their career, or someone who reports sick at 7:30 hours.
People like Tim Waltz, who get a chance to deploy and then back out of it. That would be who that would apply to. But there's other terms I would use. For instance, I was on a FOB, a forward operating base. I call myself a FOBIT. I only got off the base out into the AO twice. That wasn't by my choice. That was my boss's choice. He was like, "Look, I'm going to be the one doing convoys. You're going to be the one sitting here." And I had no choice in that.
I mean, there was one guy, I don't know if I should mention it or not, but there was one guy, this was a while back. And sometimes you do get people, I mean, if you're reservists or you're National Guard or you're regular, right? If you've done deployments on to Afghan or to Iraq, right? The terminology dicker. Now, I'm not going to go into it in detail, right? But anyone who served in Afghan and you mentioned the word PID or dicker, right? Basically, a dicker is, how can I don't want to say it publicly. I don't want people to start using these terminologies. I'll type it in for you, Mike, so you know what it means.
Well, I'll give other people OODA loop. It's a military term. Not everybody in the military uses OODA loop. Not everybody does. Primarily officers will use OODA loop because we're the ones trying to think, what we're doing. And like another one that we'll say is red cell. Like me and Spawn Trooper will say, "Yeah, let's red cell this out." and that's a military term. But like we understand, we have this terminology, and like I understand a lot of you guys want to be in the loop on some of the stuff that we're doing, some of the discussions that we have, but you just have to understand we're going to be able to have a faster type of communication than I would with anyone else. And it's just because me and Spawn Trooper, we've been military. We have these, not just these terms, but these concepts that we, use. And, for instance, when we say compartmentalization, he gets information from sources I don't have access to. I get information from sources he doesn't have access to. We don't share those sources. So like if someone is using a nefarious source like a retired law enforcement official to get background checks on someone, that's illegal. And if you're sharing that with the other people that you're doing stuff, they're now accomplice. There's if I were doing something like that and Spawn Trooper knew where I was getting the information, he's just as guilty. He's accomplice. Again, that's why you compartmentalize things. But you can see with some of these people, they don't compartmentalize anything. And yeah, they just make themselves, Stupid Dave was putting stuff out openly in chat. Openly in chat.
Hang on a minute.
Where's my phone at? Oh, Kitty, you're sitting on my phone.
Sorry about that.
Spawn Trooper must have walked away. I'll bring DJ Radis in.
Right. So you mentioned Super Dave.
Yeah. How he was posting things into chat.
Yes. And
I did see the gay thing about him and his brother at a gay bar. Honestly, I don't care. It's not a.
So do I. Every hole's a goal. When you turn the light off, every hole's a goal. Here's the thing about, right, if Dave is listening or someone wants to pass this message on to him, right? Now, I'm going to say this for the last time. And I'm going to put it as politely as I possibly can. David, do me a favor, stop using mental health or anything like that as an excuse for your behavior. Second of all, right, stop enticing people to do something, right, like reporting a website or a YouTube or a Facebook site.
Yep.
Okay. What you're doing, that's incitement. I mean, it's already bad enough that you guys are on a hate campaign. However, you have made that public statement trying to make out that it's like, oh, no, but don't do it. No. What you're doing, dude, is wrong. Ethically, morally, and legally. Okay. You have now basically shown your true colors in regards of everything that's been, what's been going on about copyright strikes and stuff like that. I was going to give you the benefit of doubt. I was going to be a nice person, but now, no. So keep my name, keep Mike's name, and keep the veterans' names out of your mouth, and all is good on the Western Front. That's all I'm saying. End of message.
The engine's running.
Good morning, Skipper. Good morning, Spawn.
Good
Hey,
morning,
This is
Waldo.
DJ Radis.
Oh, I didn't recognize you, mate. I thought, wait, Waldo, is that you? Waldo,
Yeah.
Daddy, Dada, Papa.
You have found Waldo.
Yes, I found him first, Mike. Fuck you. Go and suck on that lollipop, sailor boy.
What do you guys call him in the UK, though? You have a different name for Waldo.
In Australia, we call it "Where's Wally?"
Wally, yeah, that's right.
No, we call him Waldo. Where do you think the name came from, you psychopath?
No, I knew he had another name outside of the US.
Waldo.
Well, he's also known as Wally.
Well, that's for the people who live upside down. But yeah, I get.
I think it's the dumbest thing ever. Why are you renaming the character Waldo, Wally? Just go with that name. Like, it's.
I'm not saying anything. Don't blame me.
Well, I'm just saying. Like, I'm I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying that whoever decided to change, it's like you do realize both are common names in all these countries. You don't need to change it.
And you know something else? Wally is actually also the terminology of someone who's stupid. You absolute Wally. You know, when you do something wrong.
There's a
Tool,
but
you could call something. It's like like DJ Ratter's not listening to me and me wanted to help him with his electrical issues with his RV, and he totally blatantly ignored me. You're an absolute Wally. You absolute prat. Oh, by the way, sorry to jump on this one. Mr. Rat, oh, hello. Hi, Rat. How you doing, mate?
How you doing?
Bloody hell. Where did Waldo go? Anyway, yes, I was looking on Facebook the other day, and apparently there's a beautiful, beautiful picture of you actually younger. Are you aware of that?
No.
Yes, yes. I thought I would give you a heads up that there's a picture of you and some young lady. I think the picture was taken from above. I just thought I'd let you know publicly, so people can't say that it was like some sort of stitch up.
Oh, if you're talking about the picture of me and Melissa Joy that was taken literally like 3 days ago.
Wait, that was her? That's Melissa Joy. Wait, really?
Yeah. That was taken like 3 days ago, and we put that online, yeah.
Isn't there a rumor that you two are an item?
We are friends.
No, but we're trying to say that. Like, I was like, they literally do a show together.
Actual fact, I came in that show and I sat there and I watched it, and I'm sitting there, he's sitting there, and then Melissa's sitting, and I was like, we're sitting there watching, and then he gets up and he fucking fucks off, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Next thing he appears behind, and I'm like going, oh!
Yeah, I went down and spent a couple of days down at her place down in Clearwater, which just happened to be like maybe, if that, a 20-minute drive away from Scott Stark's house.
Oh, you know, Jesus.
And I still haven't been found or served.
Well, let me ask you a question. You were
Had
in
you knocked on
Clearwater.
his door and introduced yourself, he would have had no clue who he was talking to.
I got one serious question though. Clearwater. So I mean, obviously I saw the video of you at Tubetown and everything. On a serious note, what was the damage from the hurricane like? What did you see any? Is there anything you can tell us?
Not so much damage up this way. Like there's been a couple of trees fallen down and everything else. But the further you go south, the more damage you see. So we went down to the Clearwater beach, and they are still dumping all the sand from the streets and everything else in all the beach parking lots. And the cleanup down there just to remove the sand alone is going to probably take at least the next 6 to 12 months.
Jesus, that much?
Just to remove the sand and put the sand back on the beach and everything else. Every building that was pretty much on the beach is destroyed. There was this one restaurant that had all these sort of roller shutters and everything else. They're just all completely blown out. And you could see how high the water level got in all those buildings. It was pretty much at the beachfront itself, anywhere up to from like 8 foot tall to somewhere around about the 12 to 15 foot tall.
Jesus.
I got a tree on my house.
So yeah, a lot of destruction, a lot of rebuilding, but they will do it. There was a couple of buildings that I saw that were built purposely that they wouldn't get destroyed if something happened like that. So there was a fire rescue building just a little bit back off the beach and everything else. Couldn't tell that water had even touched it.
Right. To change the topic very quickly, I was actually wrong. Apparently, it's a picture of you and your ex that the haters posted in the What the Hell's Hate group.
Oh, okay. Well,
They also
which ex?
sent in
Like,
your,
they talking about my ex-wife, or you talking about one of my exes back from Australia or whatever else? I have no idea.
Not sure. Can I ask? Can I have a question on sport, please?
man is a suave. He's got many, many exes.
Yeah. Thank. Another question I've got for you, sir.
Sure.
And the second question I've got for you is, obviously you are at Tube Town, and considering that all these rumors going around that people are already down there and starting to work on a privacy fence or some sort of like construction.
No, not at all. Zero, nada. When I was down there, when I went down there the second time, which the first time when I made the recording, I had no sense of smell. My nose was blocked up. I'd left the car window open overnight and everything else, and I caught a little bit of a cold or whatever else and blocked my nose. I went back there a couple of days later, and you could smell the death. So you could smell the trash, you could smell like rotting food and everything else, and then everyone knows what that death smells like. So like a dead animal or whatever else just rotting away, and that's what the area smelled like. Still had the big wire fence up with the steel roof panels and everything else along the top of it. There was no way that anything is being worked on that property at the moment.
Right. Well, okay. Well, okay. Thanks very much for to you, Rabbits in the field. Back to you in the studios.
People did say they enjoy your game of hide and seek, but they're advising you not to hide in a suitcase.
Yeah. That was a joke that me and Melissa had the other day. She actually has a blue suitcase. I'm like, yep, we're not playing hide and seek, and I'm not hiding in any suitcase.
Melissa's funny. I like her. She's got a really good sense of humor.
Oh, she does.
Yeah. I think that stream was fantastic. The Halloween stream. Yeah, I think that was really nice. It's actually nice to see people actually have like a normal life, away from all the crapicus. Me, I don't really care. I'll talk to anybody. But it's.
I do have an announcement on that note.
No, you can't marry me. I've told you multiple times. You're not my type.
No, so we've been talking, me and DJ Radis, about a Halloween stream that they're doing.
Okay.
And you guys are for sure doing that, correct?
Yep.
So, and I told you, I said, well, I want to come in. I have to work out the times and everything because I might be doing one on Halloween anyway. And we for sure are doing one. We don't know the exact time yet, but it's going to be Thursday night. So tomorrow night. And I believe Mussy and Slug are going to be in there with me. So we might actually merge streams too. But it'll be fun whatever we do. But if it's you guys go first and then we go first, whatever, we might have some crossover and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But it just the fact that we're doing something for us, it's going to be a spooky stream.
Oh, that's what we're doing as well. So I spent until like 3:00 this morning looking up spooky stories and everything else. I know that Melissa is off today to go to like Spirit Halloween. She actually wants to get a mask instead of just wearing like a witch's hat or whatever else.
Have her get a leather.
I may even take a drive down. I had the unfortunate bumping into yesterday of Lunette down here in Chiefland again. Because I'm back all the way up here. So I'm sitting in the car and I'm just minding my own business. Next second, that distinctive white Gladiator rolls up in the Walmart parking lot. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I go on my little investigative walk. And I'm standing near a shopping cart vestibule where you return the carts and everything else, and it was literally about a parking spot away from her. She rolls up and everything else, and didn't have the child with her or anything like that. And I thought that the person with her was John. It turned out it wasn't John. There is a kid staying at the property again, that I'm assuming.
Oh, shock. Is this one addicted to drugs too?
I have no idea. So the kid, the teenager looked either a teenager or maybe early 20s or something like that.
You see the
Couldn't tell who it was.
And this is the thing about mental illness, people. People with mental illness go through the same cycles and they do it over and over. And that's why, they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. She is doing her cycles over and over, bringing people onto the property, using them, abusing them, and then trashing them after they leave.
See, this is concerns me now, because if there is another young person on that property, I presume the individual was male.
Yes.
Right. So that means there's a possibility it's probably either Landon, which I doubt very much, because I doubt very much he would fly all the way back down here after everything has happened. So I presume it's probably one of their friends that they associated with while they were in Otter Creek, and obviously probably was introduced to that individual by them. So that's speculation. I'm just guessing here.
Well, here's one thing we do know. Before thank you, Radis. You're breaking this live with us. That person, whoever they are going to be accused of molesting Arlie Hay Scray.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're throwing down. But yeah, as I said, from a distance, I thought it may have been John. But when I got closer and everything else, it turned out it was not.
You don't happen to accidentally on purpose, pick your phone up and accidentally on purpose sort of like swipe right, and suddenly you were like,
no. So I was wearing normal clothes. I wasn't wearing something that stood out like a sore thumb. I had my back turned to them, and I was on the phone at the time and everything else. And when I heard them push the shopping cart into the return, I knew that they had turned around walking back to the car, so I was able to turn around and visually identify them. So I identified Lunette, did not know, had not seen before this older kid, but younger compared to all of us. And they were wearing a skull cap sort of beanie, which made it even worse because this is Florida heat. Regardless of how hot it is outside, the humidity pumps it all the way up and it gets worse.
I don't think anyway.
Biscuit Boy would have rolled out of the car.
With Biscuit Boy.
Well, some people said, yeah, it may have been Biscuit Boy. I don't think it was, because although the kid was a little bit on the chubbier side, wasn't Broken Biscuit Boy chubby.
Got you. I mean, the thing is, at least you can prove categorically there was no type of engagement, harassment, or anything else. You kept yourself away from them. You didn't interact with them. You just basically you did what anyone would do: is the less contact, the better. So now they can't turn. Now I know for a fact some people like this is going to be on the breaking news of the two fleas tonight. That obviously they're going to fabricate some story that you stood there with looking like like the Chainsaw Massacre of Texas or something like that with a chainsaw.
Or
One
that I
hand.
was yelling abuse at them from the parking lot. I know. I'm expecting it.
You know, I mean, it just bemuses me to a point where I'm like, this is you just can't make this shit up. Pardon my French. You just can't make this up. This must be some sort of like breakdown in the matrix system. There must be. It must be. Have you tested the water, by the way, Raz? Have you tested
I
it?
have not. I refuse to test the water. Well, at least I refuse to test the water in Otter Creek. I've been staying in a combination of places up here from Chiefland to Bronson, as far out as Gainesville. Been to Trenton a couple of times. So I've been around. Still no known registered location for me.
Good. Yes. Second question is, well, my next question. Your RV, is it still fixable, or have you decided to or one of
Yeah,
them?
that's pretty much it. But I am in the works of working something out that will work. I'm capable of fixing things and making things out of things that other things or whatever else. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. I have
Have
a
you considered moving your trailer onto a turtle purgatory with the intent of giving it to the owners of that turtle purgatory?
Oh, now you're just being rude. Now you're just being. That's just wrong. That's in the heart, man. That was in the heart.
only if they agree to pay the $7,500 for it in $250 monthly installments.
That's just. I mean, like, I feel like the UN right now. I think I have to step in and just like, send you to your room and give you like, a cold flannel so you can cool yourself down. But I mean,
Flow through you.
yes, master. At least now you've confirmed a couple of things for me. That's for sure. I wanted to know what, because I know you're not going to BS me. I wanted to know what the condition was down there after the hurricane, and two, I wanted to know about the fence and everything else, because now they have to either prove categorically that they've paid for the fence panels and everything else for someone then to put it up, or show evidence that it's being put up. There's no ifs and buts about them.
I could take a little drive downtown right now.
I wouldn't. You don't have to do that, mate. Don't bother.
Oh no, not when I say right now. It wouldn't be physically right now. It'd probably be later on today or this evening or whatever else. Because some things may have changed between when I was down in Clearwater and when I'm now back up here. But I know before I left for Clearwater, yeah, there was no change.
Yeah, because the thing is now, because obviously you're on here, right? I see my strategic head just kicked in. Because you're on here now and we're discussing it, they're going to be expecting you down there. So just stay away, mate. I'd rather you, stay away from there than go down there and all hell breaks loose and they'll call the police for harassment and everything else. Please just stay away from them, mate. You don't need to.
Oh, that's the thing. I'll only go back down there again if I'm guaranteed that like Travis is down there or Jeremy's down there or whatever else. That way I've got a witness, or I'm on my phone and I'm recording video.
Wait a minute. For you. What's that, Al Walker? What? Speaking of the fleas, they were shut down over incident reports they received from. Wait, what?
I don't know what he's talking about here. Not a clue.
Well, that's the thing. Levy County only can pretty much police Levy County. Now, the two police we know for a fact do not live in Levy County. In fact, they are nowhere near Levy County whatsoever. So,
Well,
in regard to being shut down, especially on YouTube, there is no way that a police station or a county sheriff station can shut down a YouTube stream.
and here's the other thing. There's a lot of people out there purposefully posting misinformation. And unless if you know, don't unless if you know for sure, don't post something, don't repeat a rumor. Because like I saw where someone said last night that they were in one of the Facebook groups said Bruce was taken into custody. I don't believe it for 1 second. It looks like complete and total BS.
Oh, you had the other one where it popped up on the fake group and everything else that Uncle Frank had died or was in hospice and dying or whatever else. And that's been proven wrong as well.
Yeah. And the people who do that, okay, they're just trying to stir things up. They really are. Like if me and Spawn Trooper were to ever do anything like that, put out misinformation, it would be what we would consider a counter intel campaign. But those are very tricky, and like we would need a good justification to do it. I can't think of one in this case where we would ever do something like that.
No, don't even look at me.
Technically speaking, Mike, let's go back a year or so ago, when we first started the Shady Bunch, right?
Go back in time.
And I may or may not have known somebody who may or may not have released a audio clip of a certain crazy lady talking craziness about the other crazy lady that claims to be a journalist. And it may or may not have been so realistic that that crazy journalist released a whole heap of information about said crazy lady. And that's where we got the screenshots about crazy lady doping the child up on melatonin and everything else because said recording was so believable.
Wow, there's a lot of crazy ladies going on here.
Oh, yeah.
That's why all these people who are like trying to get close to that Jokalist, they've asked me, and I'm like, I'm not getting anywhere near her. She
flips and turns more than I do in bed at night.
And
while sleeping.
Like getting in with her is just gonna be. I mean, other people can do it. Good on you. I won't be doing it.
Nope.
I've seen her be very loose and fast with the truth. I'm not going down that rabbit hole.
And something else I've noticed, this is right. Okay, now, they say that infanteers are thick, but we're very good fighters. Okay, so here comes a little word from your news broadcaster, Spawn Trooper. We're not thick. How much money do you have to spend to get police reports, redacted police reports? That's a question, by the way.
Not much.
No,
they
I think,
but not much.
I think Florida, it's I think somewhere between 10 to 25 cents per page. And then there may be some sort of administration fee on top of that for them just to pull the files or whatever. But yeah, it doesn't cost much.
Right. So here's my question, right? With all the money that, say for argument's sake, I wanted people to sponsor me in tips and donations to get all the paperwork, every single page from the minute it all started until today, right? The fleas, what gets me is that the fleas are getting all these reports about Jeremy and George and other people about Lynette. I mean, technically, here's a word of advice, because apparently people like me are thick. Infanteers, apparently, we're thick. Why don't you just wait until other people put it online so then you can look at it for free?
because I feel that the two fleas need a physical copy. So they can wave it around on stream. Look, we've got a physical copy.
Well, they don't even do that. But here's another thing.
Well, they did technically do that. They did that the night that they had Bruce on and showed the trespass 5 or 6 or whatever else, where it had the information of the sheriff or the lieutenant sheriff or whatever else, deputy's name and address and everything else.
Oh, you mean the legal lawsuit with all the names on? Yeah.
Yep.
But the thing is, that's what's been given to them by Bruce. Now, here's one thing I do know, or that's what's being said to me. Now, I don't know about American law, and I don't know about law and that, but isn't a lawyer not supposed to give legal documents to anyone who's not involved in the actual law, the case itself?
Well, again, these are not sealed documents per se that are for court use only. These are documents that you can obtain through the Freedom of Information Act and everything else request.
Yeah.
However, displaying them online, you are still required to redact information, which they did not do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the thing is, because like the problem I've got is that if a lawyer is in an active case and he's going onto people's platforms and he's publicly showing all these documents, and the fact that we've caught him out on mistakes, on simple mistakes, and tries to make out, because he never ever mentioned Scott Stark's middle name until I mentioned it. And then suddenly he knows his full name, but he still made the clerical error, which he admitted to. Now, the fact of the matter is this: at the end of the day, if you are going to publicize documents, there has to be some sort of ethical question to be asked in regard to that.
Here, this is what I want to show you guys. Okay.
Oh.
Now, everybody who's in the Facebook, they know who Ed is. Okay. Ed is an idiot. Ed posts a lot of stuff and posts a lot of stuff that is defamatory, questionable, but says nobody on the good side doxes Jeremy supporters, even though we definitely could. Well, that's false. It's absolutely false. They've tried to dox me and failed and ended up doxing a very private person. Tori herself, did some digging of her own, and could dox people, but she won't because she's way classier than them and has actual integrity. Well, no, she has doxed people and claimed, well, they're public individuals. Mm-hmm. She won't dox people because she know what it's like for people to be in fear of their lives from exes, stalkers finding out their address. Tori is a good woman, does not deserve to be intimidated by cowardly, hateful, malicious doxing. Well, again, like they said, she's a public figure. She has a show. Oh, that's something different. And Jeff, so they're talking about Tori's husband. Again, this is Ed, the idiot. And Jeff is a former cop. I'm sure he has the connections and resources to do way more thorough doxing than any of those toxic Jeremy supporters ever could. This would be a crime. This would be misappropriation of government resources. That would be a crime. The other thing I want to show here is Cat Lady 1966, who also likes to post in the groups. I was a bad girl today. I went to Facebook feedback today and told them what they were doing in the What the Hell's group and told them they need to do something before they cause someone to commit suicide. So, reporting. So you're reporting. The thing that and you're telling this to the two leeches who claim, oh, we don't report. We don't tell our supporters to report. Oh, this is your supporter right here in your chat talking about reporting. It's encouraging other people. Yeah, we know what the hell you guys are doing. Stop.
And it's funny you say that, Mike, because that is exactly the same person who says if they even mention, excuse me, if they even mention Lynette's name, she's going to report them. And then you've got Dave on his stream going, "Oh yeah, on your way out of that website, report it." I mean, here's the thing: what happened a couple of nights ago when they decided to put out my real name? Even though I don't care, I'm not scared of people knowing my name, but that's by and by, and yours. You know, I mean, it's like, okay, listen, we're not stupid. We definitely didn't fall off some wagon that was driving down the road at 50 miles an hour, and we're not that naive. Okay, when you try to cover your own tracks, you make mistakes, and you've been making these mistakes for weeks now, and weeks and weeks and weeks.
Well,
And
people like Ed, people like Stupid Dave, even the leeches, they all have some mental issues, and they want you when they're doxing people like Jeremy, me, yourself. They want you to know they're the one doing it. So in the chat is where we're finding out all the information. They're telling us, and have been for weeks, telling us here's where and how we're doing this, because they ultimately they want you to know.
yeah, I mean, the thing is, look at what when they tried what's it called? I forgot what I was going to say now. They basically tried to dox me, and I've got a very, very popular name. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, you put my name into Google search, and you'll find thousands of people with the same name, even with the same initials. It's not my fault. Blame my parents. And the fact that and I am accusing them. I am it's speculation, but I am accusing them because I find it very interesting when Tory says, "Oh, I've got his full details," or "I've got his full details," and then 24 hours later, right, suddenly you've got a screenshot of a list of all the of my name. You can see them. It's actually a list of multiple names, and it's quite interesting because, like, they pointed out a unit that disbanded in 2013 in Germany because they must have listened. They knew I was stationed in Germany, so they assumed. And then someone else. But the thing is, they put two innocent people's names on the internet. And there are people, and I'm not saying everyone is like this, but they put people. There are people on the internet who are not very, how can I put it? They're not very sane, to say the least. Okay, and what they've done now, there's a high possibility that they've put these two people's welfare into jeopardy. And the thing is, there was numbers, addresses. Now I could make one phone call to a certain person. He can then contact the local police department in that area, and they can then go to that address. Okay. But I'm not going to do that because the thing is, the minute I do that, I am endangering them. I am basically telling them that their information has been dropped on the internet, and I don't want to do that to anybody.
I am going to have to wrap this up in a couple minutes, though, guys.
Oh, right. Okay. Be like that.
I got to get ready to go into the office.
Oh, okay. But yeah, but I mean, the thing is, they're going on about all this doxing stuff now. Now it's all about doxing that. Stop giving yourself excuses. Stop giving I mean, look, on my external hard drive, I have got so much on every single one of you. If I really wanted to do something, I would have done it by now. As simple as. And actual fact, and also the fact that Dave, you brought up Lloyd about the RV. I mean, why are you guys clutching at straws? Why are you guys trying to sound innocent, but you're not? I just don't understand it. This is a hate campaign. You're trying to take the attention away from Lynette and John Cook and that poor child and the whole situation that's going on. Had they at the beginning listened to and taken on board what that cease and desist letter 2 years ago, all this would have never happened. none of this would have happened. But hey, apparently we know. Apparently we're all talking out of our asses. So, Mike, I didn't realize you could actually talk out your bum. Just so you know.
I can.
All right.
But
No,
I need to start wrapping this up because I got to get ready. But I appreciate the update, DJ Radis, very much so. We are very happy about that new information to us.
I'm glad he's alive as well. I'm glad he's okay. He looks a
I
bit-
just found that photo that you guys said was on that fake page and everything else. To clear it up, that is me and my ex-wife. And as I just dropped a comment on the photo stating that people can feel free to go and visit her and everything else, and try and talk about me and everything else. I hope that whoever goes and visits her wears a bulletproof vest and has great health insurance, because they're going to fucking need it if they step into that property.
The people who are threatening to release information of me, you want dirt? I've said there's only one person in this world who hates me, and that's my ex-wife. Go talk to her. She'll give you tons of dirt on me.
Yeah, and when it comes to me, you're not going to find anything because my wife loves me.
We have been live before with you, and hearing your wife and everything else. She loves you sometimes.
Yeah,
We have heard the proof.
Yeah, it's usually on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. After that, I'm on my own.
But no, go for it. I invite people to go and harass my ex-wife, because I keep in contact with her and everything else. She's cool with me and I'm cool with her and everything else. But she has stated if anybody that she does not know steps onto that property, it's covered in every angle by fucking, I think last count there was maybe 16 or 17 cameras covering the entire property.
Where'd she live? Fort Knox?
Oh, well, no, but she knows the trouble that I've got myself into over time and everything else, and she likes to know what's happening at the property at all times.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. But yeah, if you're a stranger and you enter that property, take this as a warning. Don't do it. If you do it, that's on your own account and everything else. And if something happens to you, I can't be blamed. I've told you not to do it. Despite the fact that you want to do it, that's on you.
My ex won't attack anyone. She'll definitely talk to you about me. One of her favorite things is to talk a bunch of crap about me. So,
wait a minute. Actual fact, talking about that, aren't we supposed to get per diems or some sort of like, if people use our likeness in their, aren't we supposed to get some sort of like per diems or something?
isn't that interesting, huh? Before we go, I want to point something else. Where have all these people going? Where's Bubbles? He's not on the shows anymore.
Oh no, Bubble was on the show the other day.
I haven't heard much.
He's not there every day though. He's not there every day, and this is the thing. He wanted PR. What's going on, Bubs? What's going on, Bubs? Boo? What's going on, Boo?
Nunya's not in our chat. Where did Nunya go? Where's Doug Henry?
Nunya doesn't want to come around anymore because Nunya got exposed.
Oh, Robin.
Did I tell? By the way, Rattus, did I tell you that me and Bruce got the same car? Only mine's better and dark and got tinted windows.
You
know that, don't you?
But no, Nunya probably won't show their ugly face anytime soon because they've been exposed, and that exposure has already been turned over to the authorities.
So Nunya is stopped posting, but Tamara Matskin is now posting in the comments, and I find
under Nunya as well.
And where'd Robin Hansen go? She was all about throwing threats out there. Where's she now? Isn't it
Terry
funny?
Silverstone.
We're not effective. We're not effective, but we're these people.
Yeah,
So-
they're not getting the juice that they expect to get from us, Mike. I don't know if I should say sorry or you know. But hey, Raz, as long as you're good, mate, you're alive and kicking. That's good. That's good.
Man, you'll hear from me every now and then.
Don't threaten me like that.
No, Fubar's still around as well.
Yeah, Fubar's still in their chat. Yeah, Mr.
You see,
Info too.
and that's the thing with YouTube and everything else. So if you block somebody, you're not going to see their comments. If that person blocks you, you're not going to see their comments. So if you're not seeing certain people popping up and everything else, there's a good likelihood that that person has blocked you.
Oh, good. So Susan White Wilt has blocked me. Thank you. I don't have to put up with that then.
But I do need to get going, guys. Thank you for joining me. It was a good discussion this morning. Thank you for all the new insight, DJ Radis.
Oh, not a problem.
And
I will give you guys updates every couple of days as to what's happening, what I see, and everything else. Again, it's a good time to be here in Florida because all the snowbirds, per se, have migrated down here. So license plates and everything else, it's hard to track people because there is so many. I've seen probably 30 or 40 license plates in the last couple of days from Ohio in this area. I've seen people from Michigan, people from New York, Pennsylvania, stuff like that. So it's easy to blend into a crowd when there's now more of a crowd here.
Are you in a green truck by chance?
Yes, I'm in a green truck.
I'm
I'm in a green truck. It's got yellow wheels, red headlights.
Do you wear a watch on your left hand?
Man, I have got a watch on both my left and right hand because I am ambidextrous, so I can use both hands at the same time.
We're solving mysteries, folks. We're solving mysteries.
just very quickly, I have to say this, and I'm going to say this in the most politest way. Susan Wheater, I appreciate what you're saying, but we don't care. Please don't take offense what I say, but we don't care. We don't care what Deuce Bubbles does. We don't care what any of them do. We just care about the facts, the truth.
I would like to see these 10 lawsuits that Jeremy's lost. The only thing I can think of is if you're talking about the Ohio stuff, but that none of that matters.
He's lost one, hasn't he? I think one was rejected a while back.
I think he's
No.
Maryland raiding.
Well, realistically, the only things that's happened recently was the motion that Randy filed as a sham was denied, but that's because there was certain wording in it and everything else that they forgot to put into it. So that will be refiled and will eventually go through. But that's not a loss of a case. That's just a loss of a motion that they filed for. So you've got to understand that just because you file a motion that's denied, that doesn't mean the case is lost.
Right. Well, hi, Brett or Therese or both of you. I've got one more question in regard because I really need to hear this.
Hurry it up because I really got to go.
Yeah. Here's my question. This lawsuit against Corporal Gregory. How much do you think that's going to go through?
Well, I can answer that right now. For you. Because again, just like my case and everything else, everyone for that case has to be served. The only person who has supposedly been served so far in that case was Brett. Not even Therese has been served yet. I know Travis hasn't been served yet. No one else has been served in regards to that. And when Travis was working over there the other day, Lynette and John were talking loudly enough, stating, we don't have the money to have Travis served. So I think all the money has run dry in regards to money that Lynette and Crook have got and the money that Bruce has got. So until everyone gets served, that case can't go anywhere. Same with my case.
Where the fence
Until
money
I get
is.
served, it can't go anywhere.
All right, guys. Well, I do have to get going. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We got to shut this down because I have to get on with my day. But tomorrow, we'll work out tomorrow live stream if we can do something jointly. I think that'll be fun, and it'll be very spooky.
Okay,
No problem.
well, lots of respect and hugs to Madam Mayor Brett and Therese. You know, and
Go
yeah,
to
guys.
Super and Radis's things and make sure you subscribe.
Oh God, yeah. Oh crap, yeah. I need to talk to you two at some point offline.
But no. Okay, I will find you on Discord. I know a couple of places where I know you're at, so I'll find you and we can chat.
Don't threaten me with a good time. Yeah, okay then.
All right, thanks, guys, and everyone out there. Thank you for being worth serving.
Yeet.
Have a great day.
Coffee brewing as the sun peeks through the haze. Birds are chirping, serenading morning's praise. Front porch creaks as dreams fade away. America's awakened to a brand new day. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore. Morning in America, want just a little more. Neighbors waving with a friendly rise. Kids with backpacks chasing daylight skies. Eyes cooling on a windowsill so fine. America's awakened with a heart full of shine. Old vinyl spinning a sweet old tune. Day starts dancing under a sleepy moon. Newsprint smudges on fingers of grace. America's awakened at her own steady pace. Sips of sunshine in a coffee cup. Simple moments lifting spirits up. From the mountains to the sandy shore.